Subordinating conjunctions. Last lesson we found out about coordinating conjunctions. Etty's rent was due on Monday, so she would have to work incredibly hard to pay the bills. We found out that coordinating conjunctions join two clauses which both make sense on their own. Here we have used the coordinating conjunction so. Sometimes in our writing we may want to add extra information that isn't as important as the main clause. You may remember from previous learning that this is called subordination. Today we're going to look at 6 subordinating conjunctions: when, before, as, even though, although, and since. These subordinating conjunctions go at the start of a subordinate clause, which adds extra information to the main clause. Etty left the safety of her house when the rent was due. Etty left the safety of her house is the main clause. It's one idea and it makes sense on its own. The second clause is when the rent was due. It starts with a subordinating conjunction, when. Here's another example. Etty managed to eat a small piece of bread before she fell asleep. Etty managed to eat a small piece of bread is the main clause, and the extra information is before she fell asleep. This starts with a subordinating conjunction, before. The two sentences so far have used the subordinating conjunction in the middle with the subordinate clause at the end. Etty managed to eat a small piece of bread before she fell asleep. However, you can reorder this sentence so that the subordinate clause is at the beginning. Before she fell asleep, Etty managed to eat a small piece of bread. This sentence still makes sense, but did you notice that when the subordinate clause comes at the start of a sentence, a comma is needed to split it from the main clause? Etty woke up at the crack of dawn as life in London started early. You can see that this sentence uses the subordinating conjunction as. The sentence will still make sense if we reorder it. As life in London started early, Etty woke up at the crack of dawn. Etty kept the wooden broom since it would make her a living. You can see that this sentence uses the subordinating conjunction since. The sentence will still make sense if we reorder it. Since it would make her living, Etty kept the wooden broom. The rich lady ignored Etty, even though she had cleared her path. You can see that this sentence uses the subordinating conjunction even though. The sentence will still make sense if we reorder it. Even though she had cleared her path, the rich lady ignored Etty. Remember, we need a comma when the subordinating clause comes first. Finally, we need to look at the subordinating conjunction, although. Etty felt dreadfully sad, although she counted her blessings. Although she counted her blessings, Etty felt dreadfully sad.